Hey there everyone, this is Fuziion speaking, and this is going to be my first Battleforge commentary. And this replay is going to be of Coldmind's speedrun of Titan's Expert. He starts off with 2 night guards total. He'll summon another one right there. And he's going to send them up north to attack the northern base. And later on he'll summon 2 Dread Chargers here to protect his first orb.
Open the gates using the devices on the
He sets up a phase tower for some added attack power and defensive power. Until then, he micros his night guards, waiting for the bandit spearmen that will come to attack any second now. And there they are. One of his night guards get almost close to death, but he moves it away, so it survives. And now his first is being attacked, but he summoned those Dread Chargers in, and those will hold his first orb with these. Now he takes his 2 night guards, gives them a little heal next to the tower. They're going to go swap for the Fathom Lord and Swamp Drake that are up at this base. Let's see, there are swamps for both of them. And now he makes sure to keep his Swamp Drake away from this Mark of the Keeper, because it disables all ranged attacks and special abilities and card summonings. He brings a Dread Charger in for ground presence, since swapped units don't count. And micros this guy out of the way of the Mark of the Keeper, and this base will fall easily. Builds up a power well. His phase tower died in the battle. Fathom Lords are extremely powerful units, especially at T1. They're actually T3 cards, but they get to be swapped at T1 for whatever reason. And you can use their Paralyze ability. Unfortunately though, you cannot use the Swamp Drake Sleep ability. His Dread Chargers are still holding his first base. Now he's going to summon in another Night Guard in any second to come down to here in order to take this Fathom Lord. And there's a Night Guard, acting invisible. And make sure not to do it too close to the living towers, because they do a lot of damage, and he doesn't want his Fathom Lord to beat up. See right there, he used the Paralyze ability. The one thing about this map is they throw a lot of small units at you. So if you're not going to use this swapping method, you want to have a good way to deal with lots of small units. And then also added support for the large units that come, like these Fathom Lords. Now the challenge of soloing this map is that you need to free all 12 prisoners down south before Jorn arrives, and that could be a challenge. Because if you don't go fast enough and save Rogan, you'll lose the map. And he does it without healing Rogan or trapping Jorn, which is pretty incredible. He swapped for another Fathom Lord there with his Night Guard. Now he has 3 Fathom Lords and a Swamp Drake. And you can see here all the small units that just keep coming, but the Fathom Lord will tear through them with ease. And once again, being sure to keep his Swamp Drake away from the Mark of the Keeper. And he's going to build his 3rd orb up here, which will be a Fire Orb, which he will then use to bring in Corsair. And sooner or later he's going to build an Nami monument back near his first base. So then he just focuses on bringing down more walls. We'll speed it up a little here because he's just waiting for power. And there's his fire orb. I believe Corsairs are 230 power.
Corsair ready for booty!
And there's his first Corsair, and he's going to bring it down around this edge. And now his Corsair does almost die here thanks to this Colossus that's sitting here. It takes a giant chunk out of its health, but Coldmind keeps it alive with a couple surge of lights, and then begins to assault this base here. He will use the Corsair's drop ability to get ground presence near the operator so he can free the prisoners. This strategy was sound before, but now it's a lot harder because the cooldown time for the drop ability has been increased to 90 seconds from its old 30 seconds, so it's a lot tougher. And up here, he builds an bomber shrine, takes out another wall. And down his Corsair begins to assault another base.
Rogan will soon arrive.
He uses his drop ability once again to get ground presence. And now one thing you can do, you can summon next to those switches. You can't summon next to the men, only the switches. So he brings in a second Corsair to help speed things up. And up here he brings in a Furnace of Flesh and soon after a Soul Splicer in order to totally empty his void power. Seconds. As soon as the units surrounding them are dead, he will be able to hit another switch. That makes 9 freed. He has 2 minutes to go and hit this switch down here, which he will do without trouble. And as you can see, Rogan is on his way. He built an army monument down there, and that will be a nature orb, I believe. Yep, nature orb. And then he swaps out his fire orb over here for a nature orb and brings in Scythe Fiends. He frees his last prisoner. And he kills off one Corsair, then brings this up. And this job is not done yet. He brings in a material, and these guys are massively powerful because the more they attack, they get a massive damage orb. And using that in his Fathom Lords, he will sweep up these last few bases before Brandon can kill Jordan. Or Rogan, I should say. Place the holy power on this material to make it do even more damage, which is just cruel, to be honest. His Corsair is waiting patiently over near the fire traps. As you can see, that group just brings down basically anything in its path so quickly. Now he was going to take out that Mark of the Keeper, but he has better things to do as Rogan Gale is on his way. His Corsair almost dies up here, but he manages to heal it with a Surge of Light at the last second. And he'll bring that all the way up here. As you can see here, his buffed Material is just taking out troops left and right. And now he needs to clear this and hit the switch before these Swamp Drakes pick off all his men. So there's quite a few of them. The gate is open and Rogan Gale makes it through A-OK. Still some troops fighting down there. And this Corsair is cleaning up these spawns that arrived at, that are up this nature alley. And he goes and grabs... and I assume he'll grab these power walls eventually. Now he uses mind control on a magma hurler and uses his scythe fiends to get to it, and it lights in a dreadnought. It's a pretty ingenious strategy, and now his dreadnought is perfectly fine and doesn't need to deal with all this crap.
You always were too emotional.
Now he he brings in a mutating frenzy through enlightenment.
Come, King of Giants.
And this guy has an ability called Death Witch, which makes him do 30% more damage but loses 30 life points, and he does that more and more with each time he uses it. And now this can make him extremely powerful and do massive amounts of damage, but he'll lose more and more health each time. But with the Dreadnought's Shared Pain ability, he barely takes any damage, and with the regrowths he won't die. So that in that case he's able to buff his Mutating Frenzy an extreme amount and it won't take any damage. And over here he's working on bringing down this Magma Fiend. Cast Greenpeace and then brings in, he opens the gate so Rogan Kale can make his way up in to fight Brannick. As you can see already how much damage he's doing to Brannick. Cast some Holy Power. He's basically one-shotting Brannick each time. And there he goes, one-shotted by a Mutating Frenzy. And that's the end of the map. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.